shouting.
Well, I don't mean to be shouting. Actually, I do. It's college football.
Actually, today we're shouting.
We're shouting. It's week 2. No punts allowed. Adam and Paige. Buddy.
The sigh.
All right. I love college football. This weekend was amazing. Monday game, though, really kind of messes up the whole flow of, like, whatever relaxation is.
Yeah, whatever you have. Whatever relaxing time you want. Especially because it was a game that was just so highly publicized with Bill Belichick that I don't know if you heard, but he made his debut.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we heard. TCU just scored again. So I want to just start with a rant.
Okay.
Now, I love college football. You love college football. I don't think we have to walk around with our I love college football the most, like, banners.
Yes.
And this kind of ties into something that you brought up.
Yes.
We're going to talk about week 2, and it is glorious. My football team has a very big game, actually, but it's also disgusting, right? We could be honest about the week 2 slate and say we can do better as a sport. When you look at the number of top 25 teams that are choosing basically to pay $500 to $1.2 million for a win, for bowl eligibility. I put this on Twitter, and I gotta, like, people are like, well, enjoy your super conferences, right? I got a load of shit for pointing out that this slate sucks. Like, not a real fan. Now, all right, I wasn't going to let this bother me.
Not a football guy.
But I think you can love something and also be critical of it. Like,
yes,
don't be a fucking sheep. It's like the fall wedding thing. Like, oh, no fall wedding. Like, no. You can do that. And you can say, like, hey, college football, love you. So happy you're back. Illinois Duke, fuck it. I'm down. I am so goddamn down. But other teams, like, this slate of game sucks. It does. I love it. There's good games. We will cover it in full. I can't wait. Why can't we be openly critical of the thing that we enjoy? That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. And also, like, why can't people be right without saying I told you so? Like, if you follow...
There we go. Got you going now, too.
You knew that was coming.
I
just have such an issue with, like, oh my God, I was so right, and I told you guys so, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, that's because everybody's making a bold-ass take at the beginning of the season, because this is the opportunity to do it and be like, yeah, we were wrong. And this might be just because I was super wrong on my week 1 picks, because, again, we had no football to go off of. But this group of people that were like, yeah, we knew Florida State would be back. No, you didn't. You're such a liar. You're such a liar. Anyone outside of Florida State saying that, you're such a liar. You're so full of shit.
Look, I picked Clemson to win a lot of games. And I didn't think LSU was going to be all that good. And I appear to be maybe deeply wrong, certainly on LSU. We'll talk about it. But I'm okay with that. Like, you do this long enough, you're going to fire some really bad takes.
Yes,
right?
you are.
And we're going to continue to fire bad takes. There'll be some good ones in there too. But don't have to, and you don't have to be an asshole if you're right. Because here's the thing, you're going to be wrong a lot. So you can't, these things just need to tango together, right? Like,
yeah, the longer you do this, the more you realize, like, you are going to be wrong, and that's okay. And also, so one thing I will say, let me stop you here. We're going to do a little pause and plug. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are pushing this so hard, and we've seen you guys doing it and really, really appreciate it. So please keep subscribing. If you are listening right now on just the audio, go to your YouTube and subscribe. The visual is much better. But I did want to plug that. I also really appreciated that this is not just like a you and I problem. Like, Kirk Herbstreit went on a Twitter rant after people thought he was caught on a hot mic saying that someone was bad or whatever, or was just saying it and not caring that he was saying that UNC was bad when he was talking to his showrunner. And, like, that's so true. Like, it's so frustrating to do what we do and have people who don't do it be like, just trolls to be trolls. And, like, that's part of we are very blessed. We are not as blessed as Kirk Herbstreit in terms of bank accounts, but maybe one day. But when you do this, there is a side of it that is, it's sometimes hard to take, especially week 1 when 1, there wasn't a ton of football to go off of, and 2, it's exhausting. This is a hard job to do. We hit a wall and we absolutely love it. Would never take it for granted. So all that to say, we love it. Even if the slate is bad, we're going to be watching it. We're going to be talking about it, and we have a ton to talk about today in terms of holy shit. There's some teams that we did not think were going to be good that are good.
Yeah,
and some teams that we thought were going to be good that are really really bad. Alabama.
Well, and maybe that's what makes my week 2 is such a letdown, because week 1 had it, and let's
Came out strong.
Man, it was so let's talk first, I guess. Florida football back.
Yes,
Florida, all Florida all the time. Miami really good against Notre Dame. I thought Notre Dame was pretty resilient in that game too.
yes,
Florida
still very
State,
good.
Dominant. I mean, dominant against Alabama. I don't even know what to say. Like I every time I looked up, like Alabama was going, it was like at 4th and 8. Like every time you looked,
It was really bad. That offensive line, who by the way is like riddled with All-Americans, just got hosed.
They got
Absolutely
hosed. They got
it
worse.
Was so bad. I think so bigger surprise to you though, Miami being as good as they are and competing with a very good Notre Dame team, or Florida State being as good as they are and actually being in the top 25 now. Like we knew it was possible before with Florida State because they've done it before with Norvell, but I think that was the bigger surprise to me than Miami. I mean, Miami, we knew there was potential. I don't even know that we thought that this was the potential for Florida State.
No, I did not see that coming. I thought the line was a little light, but I did not have the guts to do it. It is amazing if you get a quarterback and you get an offensive coordinator and you just go portaling and you just kind of redo your team. Like
Yeah.
this is what can happen. There's a connection between these two that I'll share, but I thought Castellanos was awesome, and I just thought, to your point, like Alabama, and we'll talk about them separately, could not keep Florida State out of the backfield. Like they looked completely rejuvenated. Now here's the nuance. I think Florida State's the bigger surprise. I think Miami may have like the greater staying power. Like there was things.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like there was things that I saw from Miami that felt national championship-y. Like truly, like the way that offensive line is super fun. And I'm not saying they're going to win it.
No,
but there's a vibe there. Like off, and both these teams, offensive line, defensive line, they invested in the line. They took care of business there, and it paid out huge. I thought, if Bart Beck is healthy, and I mean, like, Miami's going to be a problem. Like, I did not think they'd be a problem. I think they're going to be a problem now.
Okay, so I know you didn't do this, but I'm going to pretend that you were in the BR app earlier today and you saw a video that I did on Carson Beck in Miami being a legit title contender after what we saw versus Notre Dame. Because first things first, Notre Dame's secondary is incredible. So the fact that Carson Beck was able to throw the ball as well as he did and be as composed as he was and handle that as well as he did, I was very surprised. I think a lot of the offseason conversation was, especially because this time, what was it? Last year, we were talking about him being the top pick in the NFL draft.
Yep.
And now it's like, okay, was the 2023 offensive weapons for Georgia the reason that Carson Beck was good, and that's why there was the drop off because he didn't have Brock Bowers? Like there's just all this conversation around those things. He was hurt obviously at the end of last year, so obviously he's a huge part of this and makes them legit in that way. But just that defense being able to, I mean, they have obviously a new defensive coordinator, be able to come out and play against a really good offensive line in Notre Dame. I mean, this Notre Dame team, to be fair, is very, very talented still. Like watching that game,
they're gonna be fine.
I felt like that was more impressive to me than what Florida State did, only because I was like, I do think Notre Dame had the pieces and is very solid to be in the college football playoff again, and still played well. But there were parts of it where Miami seemed more dominant, and I thought that defense did a really great job, especially against that offensive line. So I genuinely don't want to overhype them and be like, oh, I don't think Miami's going to lose a trap game, because honestly, that's where my head goes. And they have 3 top 25 opponents still on their schedule.
God, they're the back of their schedule though. Like I'm granted they lost fucking Syracuse last year, so like,
Yeah,
by the way, that is the one thing. Mario Cristobal could fuck up a ham
yes,
sandwich.
totally.
So
We
a
said this on
delay
the
a
AP
game,
poll show. Yeah.
delay a game coming out of the half is like, that is his
His
masterpiece.
specialty. You're like, bro, stop sweating. Also, I get it's Miami, but I feel like he was more glistening this year than he has been in years past.
Dude, it's hard. He's probably nervous all the fucking time. Like, he should just pay somebody $1 million to be like,
to know the
don't
rules
make
and to
sure
know.
I
Yes.
don't fuck up. Like,
yes.
you are $1 million.
Facts.
Like, I don't want tweets about me unless they're positive. No,
yes.
Your point's interesting though, because they play. I mean, they got South Florida coming up in a few weeks. We'll see. Play Florida. Florida State.
They play
Florida Louisville. State. 3 in a row. Those are interesting games.
Not ranked yet, but could be by the time they play them.
They're
not
SMU.
ranked yet. SMU is the other ranked one.
I mean, this team loses 2 games max, I think. Like,
yeah, unless they lose a trap game, which is like what could keep you from the college football playoff.
Virginia Tech or Pitt.
I will say this: the ACC got a lot better in week 1. Hopefully, they can withstand that, because the respect and the disrespect last year, to ACC in their strength of schedule, especially because they're going to be using a strength of schedule metric. Nothing is better for Clemson and Miami than Florida State being a surprise. SMU needs to win the games they need to win to stay in the top 25. They need to have more teams in the top 25. And like we said, Louisville, by the time that, they get to that Miami game, could be ranked. So, yeah, Duke. We need Duke to be good. You know what I mean? You need your conference to be good. Yes. So I think having the surprises of Florida State and Miami was good for the conference in general. Even though Clemson lost, they played a ridiculous LSU team. That defense is probably the best defense they're going to see all year. So, and they're still going to be good.
All right. Let's talk Alabama.
Let's do it. I also did a video on them, so I'll let you go first.
So, I think already we're entering a point of extreme discontent. And I think that I'm trying not to be hot takey, but you could feel when the world turns. So before we came on here, On3 has done a goddamn encyclopedia about how like buyoutable DeBoer is already. Chris Lowe, who was at ESPN,
I mean, there's no such thing as too much money to pay someone not to coach your football team. That's fair.
Well, especially when you don't have to pay it like within 2 months, right?
Yeah.
So like Kalen DeBoer is like 2 losses away from going on a really nice $60 million payment plan.
1,000%. I mean, we talked about that on the AP poll show. I was like, yeah, no, you can't lose 3 games to Alabama. You'll be fired.
So I have mixed feelings about this. I like him. I actually love his disposition. I don't know if it was a good fit. I'm a pretty laid back person. I think football coaches are insane people. The parts are not meshing, but when you lose the crowd, you lose the public, it's really hard to win back. And if they lose, go ahead.
Forget about the public when you lose your team.
Well, they're not trying.
A team that's wandering around getting DoorDash at 1 a.m, reportedly, or like just not.
Wait. What? I didn't hear this.
There's reports that at the team hotel that there were guys that had friends that were there past curfew, that there were guys getting DoorDash orders at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning the night before the game.
I think Nick Saban would take that friend and like Steven Seagal, like snap his neck in the lobby. Like,
I mean, who knows if that's true and if that's just fans on Reddit like putting that out there and trying to make things worse. But I mean, even the like attitude he had with a reporter, that's where I get a little frustrated, because at least when Saban was like having attitude with a reporter, it was because he's mad at his team and he's getting equally mad at his team. DeBoer's not getting it. It doesn't feel like he's getting mad at his team. He said they were fully prepared. He was like, yeah, we were prepared, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then goes back and tries to run it back on Monday and be like, okay, well, I said that. I did. You did. And it's okay to just be like, hey, you know what? After the game, I was just trying to manage emotions and we're fired up. We realized we got kicked in the mouth. We need to do better, blah, blah, blah. Do all the coach speak. You don't have to cuss, because I know he doesn't cuss. But like, give me something. but also it looked so bad. I'm not sure that it's like fixable this year.
I would agree with that. A couple of things stand out. 29 rushes for 87 yards. Alabama's leading rusher had 31 yards.
That's pretty. Your granddaddy's Alabama.
No, Derrick Henry like wakes up and has 31 yards rushing. Okay, like he's just like, oh wow, 31 yards.
Why you gotta bring up Derrick Henry specifically?
I don't know. I just think of like
McCaffrey out for the Heisman.
I just and then you have Ryan Williams, who felt like was misused all game.
Yes.
Suffered what looked like a pretty serious concussion, by the way. I don't know where things are there.
Talk about that for like a sec.
Yeah.
That just seemed like a really not okay thing to do. Is like if I told you, if I were him, I would walk into that office and be like, what are we doing with me and why are we putting me in harm's way? And he probably can't even put together a sentence right now because of how much he got his belt wrong. That was so frustrating.
He was concussed.
That is like a football fan. And like, look, I don't claim to be like the biggest X's and O's gal and I know everything and I can call a better game than their new offensive coordinator. But I know when you're going to something that is one, putting a player at risk, not playing to his strengths, and it just doesn't make sense to me that this is happening and they continue to do it all game.
Alabama plays Georgia. They play UL Monroe. They play Wisconsin. They have a bye. And then they play Georgia. At Georgia.
Good night.
I think that's where shit gets real. But this is like what I like when this shit starts. You cannot fucking escape it. Like it's really hard to run away from this monster that he is now created. So I and then like look, you got Georgia fine. You beat Georgia, you calm things down. Alabama right now is probably going to be more than a touchdown underdog, given what we saw at Georgia. I don't know what that line is. I'll look that up.
At Florida State?
Yeah, like after Florida State.
Oh, so you mean at Georgia. Yes, okay, there we go. A couple weeks in advance. Sorry, you lost me there for a second.
No.
We're
yes.
Back. To clarify.
So, and then, I don't know. It's not good. I mean, the game against LSU right now, that's a loss. Game at South Carolina feels like a loss. Game at Auburn feels like a loss. Like, Auburn, this schedule is not getting any easier.
Where do you think at the point in the season? Let me look. I don't have their schedule up right now.
So that's kind of, I don't know if
where would they? You don't think they would? Oh, they also play Tennessee. They play Tennessee at home.
Yes.
Tennessee doesn't look that bad.
I think that stretch of game. I don't know if they fire him this year. I don't.
You don't? Like
Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU.
Georgia,
they're supposed to lose to Georgia. They were supposed to
lose to Georgia and Tennessee and LSU. I mean,
yes.
If they lose to South Carolina,
if
you lose to Tennessee and South Carolina in back-to-back weeks, I think that's where they call it. Look, I'm not saying that that's right or fair, but this is Alabama we're talking about. We've seen much more dramatic firings of coaches.
I don't think they have the goods, and I don't think. I just see again the schedule. Auburn looks like they're a problem at home. We'll find out a lot about Oklahoma this week. South Carolina looks like a problem. We'll find out more about Missouri this week.
Let's talk about this. I know it's a little early to do this, especially because we only have 1 week of games, but who, in your opinion, is the SEC favorite currently? Like in your opinion, not based on the betting odds.
I would say Georgia. Like I went back and watched. Now I know they played Marshall, but I really like Stockton. The more I thought about that, and I just think with Arch, we're not going to do the crazy Arch thing. I think they may be a little bit limited. I think I would go to Georgia. What about you?
Okay, LSU. I mean, that's like a severe overreaction, but I mean...
Yeah, it's not.
Defensively, but I think you have Nussmeier that you can depend on. He played well, but I think the other thing is I worry that he did have the tendency to turn the ball over last year, so like in like some tough situations, but that defense looked like they could literally take on anyone. So I'm pretty confident that I haven't seen enough from Georgia and their offense to know that I can trust their quarterback. But I always hate on Georgia quarterbacks.
Um,
Until they leave, of course, and then I'm praising Carson Beck. Let's talk Arch Manning.
who is now 16-1 to win the Heisman, behind
Okay.
Garrett Nussmeier, Lamorris Sellers, Carson Beck, Cade Klubnik, Gunnar Stockton, and John Mateer. Then you have Arch, which I think would be absolutely pissing away money to bet on him to win the Heisman. I
was gonna ask you if you could take Archer the field for
will.
Heisman.
How much money are you going to allow me to bet?
But
I mean,
you don't think it gets better to the point where we forget about that week one?
I think it'll get better. I don't know if it will get that much better. And I just look at, like, is he going to have a better year than Garrett Nussmeier? No. Like, I just, no. And like, I'm not even saying I think it's a really weird year for the Heisman. I think there's guys on here that will compete for this award that maybe we're not considering right now. Like Julian.
Yeah.
Would I have Arch Manning or Julian Sand? I'm taking Julian Sand, who's 22 to 1. Easy. And not just because he has the head-to-head. Julian Sand didn't do much. He did less bad than Arch, but I would think he's going to be a better quarterback now. So look, the Arch stuff, it's hard to have a normal conversation about Arch.
Yeah.
It's hard to just be sane. And I think Sark sounded very sane, actually. And I think Arch sounded very sane. This is an unusual time for these guys. He will be okay. You and I talked about it. Just the easy throws were the ones that I can't get out of my head.
Yeah.
I can't.
Do you think it was just because he was rattled at that point? Like the ones where he was missing the easy throws were later in the game. Like he wasn't getting those easy throws early on. Do you think it was because he was just shaken at that point? Like Ohio State's a tough environment. I said this last week. I wouldn't be surprised if you go into a tough environment and lose there. That wouldn't surprise me or make me think he's going to be this terrible player. Did he look bad? Of course. But their offensive line had a bunch of penalties. I feel like there's just a lot of stuff that played into this. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm not gonna hop off the Texas train just yet. I'm gonna give it a beat.
The defense is awesome. I mean, that defense is awesome. They played awesome. They'll be fine. And I think he'll be fine. I just like he's a product of our own creation. And so, like, how can you rip a kid who has not played a lot,
who literally has not said that he's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and said the hype is not warranted or earned? Like, how?
I hope he does well. I think he will do well. I think Texas is still loaded. Play calling that game sucked.
Yes.
It was one of those things that, like, they were trying so hard to give him comfort that his best plays were some of the fucking radical ones. And I thought they should have just rolled with it. Let him fuck up. And so much, I thought Notre Dame did that too with CJ Carr too much. Like, how many screen passes can you throw before one gets totally fucked up? And it did. And it probably cost them the game. So
yeah,
I understand wanting to treat these kids like, and they are kids with kid gloves. Sometimes you just got to let them learn, right?
To be fair, it did work out for Julian Sand. I feel
but Ryan Day even said afterwards, like, yeah, we were probably too conservative. Like,
yeah, he was like, we should just run up the score. We probably could have. Yeah. But again, it's like you're trying to put them in the best position.
That game did dictate a different kind of flow. They saw Arch and they were probably like, all right, well, unless something weird happens, which something almost weird did happen, then, like, we're going to be able to do this. And they did. So, by the way, hot off the presses. I love doing this. Pod news. You want some breaking news?
Oh, no.
No, it's not bad. See, why do you assume bad? Breaking news isn't all bad. All right, here we go. This is from Michael Mulvihill. What the fuck? I don't know who this guy is. He works for Fox Sports.
Okay.
Tweets across all networks. Week 1 of the 2025 season is easily the most watched CFB Week 1 ever. Once the ratings are in, total viewing of Week 1 will surpass 20 billion minutes. Previous high was 14.5 billion 2 years ago. You sick bastards out there. You sick bastards. So proud
We had
of
a
you.
great time. We had a great time. We were
so proud of you.
Maybe 10 billion of those minutes. Um, um, so of course, after big games and you have top 25 matchups that are just electric, you get press conferences from coaches, and Dabo Swinney and Brian Kelly delivered what is definitely a one-sided beef on the side of Brian Kelly. And honestly, if you told me like a year ago I was going to have a conversation about Brian Kelly versus Dabo and I was going to be full team Dabo, I would have slightly been shocked, but not really, because of course I have my words about Brian Kelly. But basically what happened is Dabo gave a grade or and he said they were like 65 and we were like 58 or something, gave them a grade. We both didn't play great. And then, our friend Chris Marler, by the way, was the one that asked Brian Kelly this question and said, did you hear that Dabo ranked you guys? And he's like, well, we completely dominated them in the second half. And also, Brian Kelly has just been running his mouth since his C1, which, like, you know what? Some of it I'm like all for, where you're like, yeah, they doubted us. But this is week 1. Like, maybe keep some of that doubt there so that you keep trying to prove it and your team keeps trying to prove it. They don't get ahead of themselves and you don't get ahead of yourself, because that seems a little aggressive. He seems like every time I turn around, he is a soundbite. And I'm like, this feels like you have a lot of really good players and a lot of really likable players on your team, and you are making it about you.
Okay. I'm going to surprise you with my take.
Okay.
They're both wrong. They're both wrong.
Yes.
Dabo's like, we were both bad. Right, guys?
Yeah,
like, we can both play better. And Brian's like, no.
But that's his shtick.
I know, but like, it's not a good analogy, because anyone coming away from that thinking LSU played a C minus D game is like, the fuck is he talking about? Like, what the now, if I'm Brian Kelly, though, I'm with you. Like, just let it be.
Yeah, just,
like, we dominated them in the second half. Like, or have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, have some fun. Like, this is when he's incapable. Like,
I would have given my team
85.
I
wouldn't have given yeah, exactly. Have some fun. Lean in. Like,
yes,
be
not make it like
let's look at horseshit. Like, he sucks at that part, and this is why no one likes him. So Dabo, like, don't try to. You lost, and while I don't like Brian Kelly saying it, they did kind of dominate them in the second half. Like, let's be real. But Brian Kelly doesn't need to say that.
No,
just have some fun for once in your goddamn life, man.
Are you talking to him or the guy we're going to talk about next, Bill Belichick?
Oh,
have fun for once, buddy. Just crack a smile. But actually, there wasn't much to smile about outside the first drive. First things first, I text you before that game started. And I said, imagine if you and I were doing this show and we were like, yeah, we're going to pick this team because the guy that is coaching it is our friend and we're not going against our friend. I'm so sorry. It's my job to make predictions on this. I'm going to make the prediction. And if you were predicting UNC, you against a good TCU team, that's the part that I just want to get out of the way. TCU is very good. Okay. Are they going to be in the top 25? At some point this season, I could probably bet that they're going to, because they're going to win some big games in the Big 12.
I would argue that they should have been in this week, to be honest. Like, that was... Yeah. Like, I think it was just clutching our pearls.
Yes, like, I think we realized, okay, UNC going to be bad. I mean, when you have 70 new players on your roster and you have 30 of them are freshmen, 40 of them are transfers, like, that's not even fair. Like, you could literally have the greatest football coach in the entire world and still not be able to win every single game. And that's something that Bill Belichick himself knew. In that interview with Reese Davis, I thought it was interesting, where he was like, I'm not saying we're going to be he kind of like paused. He's like, good. Because he's like, he knows that's a thing. But I'm also, you wrote about this, but you and I had the conversation about it. Why does he want to do this? Like, what is motivating him? What is motivating? I think after the fact, I thought about it and I was like, maybe it's because the NFL didn't want him. But like, how long does this go on, do you think?
Well, Do you know how many new players Florida State added this year?
How many?
50.
How many of them have taken snaps at a Power 4 school, though?
But
What
I would
Florida
argue
State?
that's bad coaching in getting inexperienced players.
Yes.
That's
Well, no, but he left that up to his GM and stuff. That was the NFL guys to scout and all of that. Like, that's the big thing. And that's like, this is why it's gone differently for Prime than it did for Bill Belichick. Their debuts.
It's also so all right. We talked about this. We watched this game. Shout out to Bill Belichick, by the way, making it an early night for us two, because we got to write. I was writing about this midway through the second quarter, firing off takes on Bill Belichick. I'm not saying, I didn't want to say North Carolina won't get better. They will. Why do this? Why?
What's the point?
$10 million, fine.
So his buyout, though, I looked it up. If they fire him before 2027, he gets either, I think it's like between 26.6 and $30 million. Which, like, though, to Bill Belichick, like, why do you need that? Sort of.
See, I mean, I've got all sorts of thoughts here. And even though I'm open to share them, I think these may actually get me in trouble. I may do the unthinkable and get myself canceled. But though, so okay,
honestly, good for the pod. Great
for the pod. This will help the subscribers.
You love how quickly I was willing to sacrifice you for the betterment of the pod.
Yeah, like we got YouTube viewers. All right, but like, here, what is the end game?
Also,
what is the end? This is the part I don't know. In the hoopla of him taking the job, what is the fucking end game?
Sorry, I don't know why you say hoopla. Maybe that's
fucking
hoopla.
It's like a 40-year-old thing to say. What's the hoot nanny of him taking the job? But all right. Deion Sanders takes Colorado. He goes with his son.
Sorry, hold on. You can do this. You can do this. We can be serious. We can be so serious.
No, we have segments.
I'm having a laughing attack, you guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know why hoopla just really sent me.
Is that not? Oh, are the kids not saying hoopla anymore? Is that not something said in the streets? Is that not something? Like, do we not say? I feel like hoopla is ageless, timeless. Let's hear it on the YouTubes. Is hoopla timeless? What were you talking about? Oh, that's right. How to fucking waste $10 million and all of our time with this absolute horseshit of a hire. This is for anyone that wanted this to be a joke. It's a joke.
Okay, hear me out though. If you're UNC,
you're fucked.
No.
Oh, you're fucked.
Sure. No, but on the flip side, I think it's more a bad choice on Bill Belichick's end than I do on UNC. And here's why. They have the money to do this and they're investing in it. No matter what happens, they're going to get eyes on UNC and people are going to care about UNC football. Everybody's going to be waiting for this to be turned around. Everybody's going to be talking about Bill Belichick. Even when Coach Prime was not winning games after they started off a season really hot in his first season in Colorado, we were still talking about Colorado. People were still tuning in to watch Colorado lose. That's still going to happen. So honestly, sure, if best case scenario, he gets you competing for an ACC in 3 years and you paid, what, $30 million, $40 million for that to happen, that's all UNC wants, is to be relevant in the ACC. I don't understand why Bill Belichick would want that.
But I don't.
You don't think it's possible?
I think the reason that NFL teams didn't want Belichick is because he sucked at putting together a roster.
Yeah.
And I think this is not a great fit. This was actually something I thought from the start.
So what's interesting is somebody brought up that this is really similar to Herm Edwards at ASU.
Except, well, yes, because ASU, like, we're going to run this like a business, and it was
yes, and that's how it's been. That's the narrative coming out of UNC.
If you're an 18 or 19-year-old, like, are you going to play for Deion Sanders or are you going to play for Belichick? You're going to play for Deion.
Yes.
And here's the difference with Deion, because Deion had never really coached. He coached at Jacksonville State, did well, Like, this is like Belichick has what, 8 Super Bowls? Like, this is beneath him. This is truly beneath him. He found his footing in the
Well,
media and was actually very good at it. Funny himself. And was probably being paid not $10 million, but could have parlayed that into a similar revenue to
yes.
just not coach. I get it. He wants to coach, whatever. But what is the part I don't get? Like, what would be good for North Carolina does not compete for national championships. They don't
No.
regularly compete for ACC championships. They are outgunned in a conference that is outgunned nationally, right?
Yes.
So what would we think would even be good? 9 wins?
In 3 years from now, yes.
But
That's how long it's
why?
gonna take. But if you're gonna be because what else is UNC gonna do? They're gonna go out and find who else were they gonna? You had the opportunity to hire the best football coach that there ever was,
Who,
and you're saying no to
admittedly,
that.
I think all the things they did. You mentioned the buyout. If they fire him, he can leave and owe $1 million. They bent over backwards for him. I think sometimes you have to just be smarter and
Do
think
you think
long
maybe
term.
because they thought that he would leave before they would have to fire him?
Yeah, well, I think he's like, if the NFL calls him out, and they're like, oh, okay, fine. Like that was why they
Here's
did
the thing.
that.
The other part about being a
NFL
college
ain't
football
calling,
coach,
by
and
the way.
this is partially a lazy take. It's not like I don't fully buy this, but in some capacity I buy this. Because I also was listening to Trevor Lawrence talk about Dabo. And I thought this was so interesting. He said he's really not an X's and O's guy, but he is a great motivator. And to your point about Dion, like, I'm not saying Dion's not an X's and O guy, but if you're a college football head coach, your job is to bring the attention, bring the players in, be able to put yourself in a situation like Ryan Day, for example, when you're not worrying about certain things and you release some of that stuff to some of the people around you that are really good at it, you can win a national championship. So I think that's an odd fit for Bill Belichick when like his personality is not the sell. It's not the sell. And the motivation is not the sell.
When you're 73, and by the way,
when I'm 73, I hope to be on a beach somewhere or in Europe on a yacht.
It's actually amazing.
Like I can tell you a bunch of things. I love football.
I have a take.
I will be watching college football on a yacht.
I have a take. So keep that in mind. But like to be doing this when you're 73 and you have a fucking 25-year-old girlfriend, like, buddy. Now this is the part where I'm going to start.
So what you're saying is
now
he
we're
should
going
be on a yacht with his 23-year-old girlfriend.
Yes. Like what are we doing here?
That's fair.
I mean, is she making him coach? Like,
I mean, there's been I don't know.
go live
there's
your
a lot
life.
of things that I would think would be worth it. I don't think this is going to be worth it for Bill Belichick. I think it's worth it for UNC to at least give it a try and put it out there. But yes, all right, let's talk about this.
Wait, I got one more take. On the topic of
your hands.
On the topic, because I know you're gonna like this. On the topic of 73-year-old coaches that are looking at their future and wondering, am I doing the right thing? Kalen DeBoer is fired. Let's say after Tennessee. Would Nick Saban, like, you have to have that conversation, right? Nick?
Like, would he come to be an interim head coach for the rest of the season?
Or you're like, Nick, how do you like the media? We got 3 more years. Let's do this shit and get it right, and then we can go hire Dan Lanning. They're going to ask, right? And Nick might say, sure, $15 million a year. And it's not reporting, but I think that get ready. When Kalen DeBoer loses another one or another one and another one, and there may be a few another ones, that Nick Saban conversation is going to start. Nick looks good. He's got the hair dye locked in right. He found that right dye. He sounds great. He looks great. That dude can still fucking yell at the best of them.
I love him so much. Like, he can do no wrong. Also, I'm gonna tell Kristen I said this on the podcast, but I asked her, I was like, how's Miss Terry? Because I saw the TikTok of that lady being like, hey, Miss Terry, yeah, it's us. No, we're actually not even calling for coach. We're wondering if you'd come do it. She's playing mahjong and she's living her best life. So shout out Miss Terry. who is not going to come coach.
Nick had disapproving dad vibes to Alabama.
He
like,
was
so
also
sad.
like, I love that this is now putting him in a position. I also, Nick, calling you out for picking your friend in that matchup of the UNC one.
Yes.
I love that he had to sit up there and try and say nice things and make it better than it was, but also be honest about how he felt about Alabama. That was funny. That was really funny. I'm not gonna
He's
lie.
got to be disgusted. Like,
Okay. Yes.
Hold that thought. That conversation will come back. Let's talk.
Yes.
Let's talk this week.
Yes.
All right. I've already shit on this.
Which one of these games is in your locks that we're going to talk about? You're all of them.
All of them.
Wait, are they really?
I think they all are.
Hell yeah. Let's do
that.
That makes it easy.
Let me double check.
Under an hour? We have 15 minutes.
They are all, and you know this, like, so we're doing locks on DR a little differently this year in that, like, hey, you asked, like, the feature game of the week, let's feature it in locks, which I actually kind of like, because in the past I'll shy away from these marquee games, and I understand people can only read so much about, like, Indiana versus Old Dominion. But this week, I did not have to force it. The only one that might be a little bit forced for me is Oklahoma versus Michigan. So
okay.
But that's fine. Let's talk about the game.
I don't know what you've picked, by the way. I did not look at locks yet.
So we're going to do ride or die, which I like. Last week, locks overall, I was starting off great, ended up below 500.
You were right about Boise State. I got hosed on predictions, by the way. I went 1-4. Woo! It was a gnarly week one for me.
So this happens. This is a long season. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going 4-1 on these games.
Okay.
I feel pretty confident this week.
Okay.
But I don't feel confident about this game. So we have Oklahoma, we have Michigan. Oklahoma is a 4.5 point favorite. I think the line opened around 2.5, got up to 5.5, seems to be settling in at 4.5. Now we are going to be writing about this game, which I'm actually excited about. I'm going to shit on week 2 to a degree, but I'm interested here. It is Mateer, it is Underwood. I think both looked really good last week. Underwood is a pretty man. I can't believe he's only 18. Like, he is a special.
Sorry, the way you said that, it was just a pretty man.
Boy. Oh, I can't believe he's yeah. All right, canceled again. Boy, wow, 18-year-old like that. Can you believe it? Why?
I don't think I've ever snorted on the pod.
Why did you fucking set me up like that? There goes Michigan access. All right, well, which we wouldn't have had anyways. I like Oklahoma. If in doubt, bet home field. Also, like, Underwood looked good, but that New Mexico team is pretty shitty, and Michigan didn't exactly dazzle. Neither team exactly dazzled in the opener. I'll take Mateer just because I think he's going to create, and that's my take.
I'm not gonna. Last week I picked the Road Dogs, so I'm down to pick a home team, and I'm high on Oklahoma. I'm disappointed that this version of Oklahoma is going to run up against a really tough SEC schedule, but like could make it lighter because their SEC might not be as good as we thought. So could be potential for playoff, but it's going to be a big ask. But I like Oklahoma in this game, which is funny because I really am nervous to bet against Michigan.
All right, so we're
riding
on that game. Baylor, what do we want to do next? I'm just going to go through locks. Baylor at SMU. Now, this line, I think, is going to surprise some people. SMU is currently ranked number 17. Baylor is 0-1. The spread on this one was 3.5. Now it's down to 2.5. I love Baylor in this game. Love them. SMU is banged up. Look, Auburn played well against Baylor. They bullied them up front. Jackson Arnold looks like he might have the goods there. Cool. That's fun. Like, that could be a fun team. SMU cannot do that to Baylor. Baylor still played pretty well offensively. Baylor's going to win this game outright. Comfortably.
What's the spread?
2.5. 2.5 point dog. They are.
So.
Oh boy.
I struggle a bit with this just because I guess you could say the opponent was higher caliber. So I don't know that I thought their offense was the best it could be. Um, I'll ride with you on this. I'll ride with Baylor.
It's kind of a half-hearted ride. I think this
It is.
next one,
I'm in between.
Mississippi State plus 6.5 versus Arizona State. Again, you have number 12 in the AP poll laying less than a touchdown against a team that's probably going to be the doormat of the SEC. Last year, these two teams played. Arizona State obviously made the playoff, struggled with Mississippi State at home. It's a diabolical road trip. I think for an Arizona State team that's still trying to find its identity. We
Yeah, it
saw
didn't
week
necessarily
one.
blow out. Yeah.
No, but like obviously Levitt played great. Tyson played great. They're great. This is a real problem. Arizona State's going to lose this football game. I actually will have money line as well, but I like Mississippi State plus 6.5.
I'm gonna die with that one.
Of all the bets.
You thought that for sure this was an
all
easy
the
ride. I'm
ones-
sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think I'm gonna die with this one. I think they'll be ready. I don't know. I just don't. I think that home environment, cowbells, all things. We saw the like half-assed cowbell thing at their practices, but I don't trust Mississippi State at all to be very good. So I'm gonna take Arizona State in this one.
Number 12 in the AP polls, Arizona State. Number 11 is Illinois. They're also going to lose this week. This time to Duke.
This is where we are on the same page.
All right, Duke plus 2.5 versus Illinois. I think Duke went out and very quietly got one of the best quarterbacks in the portal.
They paid the most for him out of anybody. In this singular year, they're paying the most for their quarterback.
But I think this is a Duke team. I know you like this Duke team.
I do.
And I like Illinois. They're good. Home field again is huge, and I feel like we've overrated Illinois just a smidge.
Let me just stop you there. I have been to a Duke football game before, and this is obviously a much better Duke team than when I went to a football game there. Their fans need to be hyped. Like last week, were they at home last week? Was it Duke that they were showing, and it was like not a lot of people there?
It was Duke versus who was it?
Were they at Duke?
I think they were at Duke.
Because there was some, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, there was some visual that showed the fans.
Yeah, yes.
I think we need to make sure that, and I think, of course, you get like a top 25 matchup, so that will obviously bring the crowd. But Duke's fan base, I'm really hoping they show up and show out for that team, because the team is talented enough. They just need that extra support. And I think anything to kill Illinois' vibes would be great. So I'm riding with you on Duke.
I'm not. Yeah, that part I don't know if it's going to happen, but they're going to win either way. I hope to.
I'm trying.
Last one. Iowa versus Iowa State.
Without it.
We are just shitting all over AP poll teams this week. Now, I know what you're thinking. Maybe not you.
The people.
The people
are thinking it.
I like Iowa plus 3. Iowa State's ranked 16. Iowa is not ranked. The Gronkowski debut, I was hearing for weeks. Iowa as their quarterback.
Gronowski.
Didn't look great, buddy. Did not look great. I don't care. This game is always weird. It's always ugly. It's been decided by 3 points or less 3 times out of the last 5 years. I don't give a shit who's home. Like Iowa won this game a couple of years ago. I'd rather it be in Iowa.
Yeah, that's where I'm sorry, buddy. I'm gonna die on this one. I'm gonna go Iowa State because they're at home.
But I think this line is favorable for Iowa. This is an Iowa State team that's 2-0. They barely beat Kansas State, who might be bad. This game was won a couple years ago because Iowa punted it and it hit off somebody's ass. And Iowa recovered. Okay? This is what you're talking about. Like, you're going to bet hard-earned money. I am on this game. I think I'm pretty realistic with Iowa. I don't just bet Iowa. You know this about me. I will bet against Iowa. If it calls for it, I'm going to bet them here. God help us all.
Yeah.
Those are Yes.
Those are your locks. Okay. I am taking all of the home teams except for Arizona State. So I'm changing my tune, which is an overcorrection. So that's good for you on the ones that I decided to go against you on.
By the way, I have locks on Bleacher Report. We've got picks in Missouri, Kansas, Kentucky, Ole Miss, and some other weird ones. So you have to go to the Bleacher Report app to check those out.
Yes.
Nailed it.
The plug for locks. But also we are doing picks for top games that will also be in the app in video form. So please check that out tomorrow. It will be in the app, I think Friday actually, is when it will be in the app, which we should do our lovely plug of stuff.
Yes.
AP poll. Come watch the AP poll on its normal time Sunday with us. We will be doing that show for Bleacher Report. It's on the BR YouTube and the Bleacher Report app. We are going to be doing predictions every week for some top games for them. That will also be in the app on Fridays. So please go look for that. Fire it, troll us, do whatever you want. And then, of course, subscribe on our YouTube because that's where we're going to be posting most of our content. And we appreciate that very, very much. So tell your friends.
Nice.
Thank you.
It's pretty good.
Thank you so much. Any random shit? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. We were on a phone call today, and Kramer all of a sudden goes, yeah, I mean, but mind you, we're like 20 minutes into this phone call, and he's like, yeah, by the way, I have a good story for the pod. I almost broke my leg. I might have broken my leg. I'm like, wait, you might have broken your leg? Bury the lead here. Like, what are we talking about? What happened?
So, backyard, scene, Kramer backyard. My son, 8-year-old, Jack, is a pretty good baseball player. Tried to be very good. Is a pitcher. So, obviously, it's the off season. We're working on the off season. I was a catcher growing up, so I get it. I love to catch, even still. Now, as a catcher, the worst pitch that you ever have to deal with is a fastball in the dirt right at you.
Yep.
Right? Always. So here it comes. I've had it before and I've avoided issue, and I get it directly to the shin. Now, I am trying to play this out to not overreact because I don't want him to worry that I'm hurt. I want him to throw hard. I want him to not worry. He's a pretty sensitive kid. So I get hit. I'm like, fuck, that hurt. Like, this is not a normal being hit. I've been hit plenty. I finished catching. I get like, you know those like UFC fights where they get like the cartoonish, the hematomas like on their head sometimes? I got one of those on my leg. Right? Like, dude, like.
I'm still laughing. It's serious and I'm still laughing. I'm sorry.
It's fine. You can laugh.
You're okay though. Did you break it?
I don't think so.
Your might be fractured.
My mom happened to be over and like she's getting me ice and stuff. It was great. Like my mom was like babying me, which was pretty nice. So the swelling came down. It felt good yesterday. Today it's fucking gnarly. It really doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. So it's not ideal. I don't think I broke it, but it's bad.
Let me just say this. Not the same thing. And definitely certain activities that were going on. At my bachelorette party, we stayed in a hotel and someone had texted me after all day of drinking and was asking me to come up to their room. And so I was running to do it really quickly. And I tripped on the stairs and hit my shin on like outdoor hotel stairs. I probably until a week ago, and my bachelorette was at the end of July. It was sore and like it bruised a little bit, but like it was like a hidden injury because it was like sensitive to the touch, like barely touching it. That was brutal. That was gnarly. The best part was like drunk me caught myself on the stairs and I was like, okay. Also, like I have like issues with stairs and like breaking things and just being scared to do anything. And I genuinely was like, okay, no, I'm out. This is me out loud. Okay, nothing's broken. We're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Nothing's broken. We're good. I definitely like chipped my toenail and hit my shin, but I was telling myself that I was okay, so that it was okay in that drunken state, which it was. So we're fine.
The shin is not something you want to fuck with, by the way. No. It is straight. I mean, that was.
I was worried after like a couple weeks. I was like, is it a fracture? Like, did I?
Well, there's nothing to do. Like it.
There's nothing to do. Yeah.
It's bad. So like
Can you get your leg all the way up to the camera? I saw you like contemplate.
You know what?
I saw you contemplate.
Buddy, I thought about it pre-show. Like
for like
it would be I feel like I don't have the flexibility to pull this off well. It would just be like a lot of crotch in the camera. I feel like it would just be the chances of this going well are so low.
Yeah, it's like not worth the risk.
I feel like but I did think about it. Like, oh, can I move the camera? No, it's better than it was. Its swelling was so goddamn absurd that like we were like, that part is gone, but it was bad, dude. It was bad. So
okay.
But no, look, we had a baseball practice yesterday. Okay, we playing hurt. Do I have to be that guy though that like buys shin guards as like an adult? Adult shin guards? Like, no, I'm not gonna be that guy. I thought about that. Like, fuck that. If I wear shin guards, face mask maybe. This is like maybe protect the face.
So much money to see you
watch
in like a full
clogging around.
Getup.
Yeah, like clogging around in the backyard. No, I can't do that.
I have laughed harder on this show than I think I have in a while. That was I don't think I've ever snorted on the show, which don't quote me on that because I probably had, but there was some good stuff in this today.
This was good. Do you have any other random shit?
I don't. I was telling you before that I had my bridal showers and I got a lot of like football gifts, one of them being this Anthropology cup. So shout out Anthropology.
Very nice.
It has footballs on it. But I also got a football blanket, football dish towels, all of these things. So yeah, we're a football family here. If you didn't know, having a fall wedding, which we'll get to eventually. But yeah, no, that's it. Enjoy the week of games, even though they're not that great. But I still think we're gonna learn a lot.
Back to that asshole who was tweeting at me. Look, we're gonna watch all this. It'll be fun. These are the weeks, and I'll say, like, although they're not, I just wish there were more good games. I think there could be some really weird shit that happens here. These are the weeks where weird shit happens.
Yep.
For our AP poll show, I want nothing but chaos. But I just wish there was more of them. That's all. That seems like a reasonable thing to ask. But it's fine. We will enjoy. We got NFL too, by the way. I know this is not an NFL pod, but like, I'm in. Like, I don't really have any NFL takes other than like, happy it's back. I'm in. Like for some of that. Like,
I do think it is very funny that Red Zone is going to have commercials. That is funny. That is just a blow to the gut to really just all of America.
To be clear, NFL is deciding this. I was watching my four friend Scott Van Pelt get in the old Twitter mentions to defend ESPN because this is an NFL decision. Not that I'm campaigning for ESPN either. It is important though to be mad at the right people if you're mad about this.
Yes.
I'm not shocked. Are you shocked by this? Like,
absolutely not. No, I mean we're in this business, so I'm not shocked at all.
The fucking NFL.
We're gonna have commercials on this podcast eventually. So
the NFL makes you pay for 38 channels to watch football. Of course they're gonna do some commercials. So all right.
Well, I think that's it for us.
Yep. For Paige, I'm Adam. See ya.